This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed Protector of the Universe. Bonded to energy transforming quantum bands that are both weapons and symbols of his station, fights an ongoing battle to protect all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar. Hey, I almost forgot. We're doing Cosmos and Collision Part 3. Welcome to the Quantum Zone, episode 61.
Wow.
I am Phil, and master of the Quantum Zone over there is...
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And who's that furry man over there?
A master of, I don't know, being the last to log on every week. I'm Matt. Hey.
Until this second, I thought you were Build-A-Bear.
Oh.
But yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, maybe skip a couple minutes because we'll probably be talking some Avengers Endgame spoilers since we finally all saw it.
Yeah.
And it's probably just for the YouTube because by the time this hits the podcast, it'll be like third week of May or something. So if you haven't seen it by now, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like giving it till Monday, everyone that had to work over the weekend probably saw it today. They've been avoiding social media and spoilers and things, so they've had their chance. So.
But before we even get to that, I had another thing. I don't know if either one of you saw this on social media. I think I saw this on Twitter. It's like how to figure out your Marvel character name.
I didn't see it.
You take your birth month and then your first name initial. So like my birth. Well, my birthday.
How does that work for another? Okay, go on. Explain it.
My birthday is in April, and my first name starts with P, so I am Star Panther.
Okay, I thought your Marvel name would be Papril. Like that's how you. I'm like, my name would be Mayhem. I don't know.
All right, so Mr. Allred, when is your birth month?
December. I am Dark Witch, I believe.
No. And W for Will. So you are Dr. Witch.
Dr. Witch, that's right. Yeah.
It's different than a witch doctor.
Yes, I'm Dr. Witch.
Yeah.
Science before the magic versus the magic before the science. Yeah.
Dr. Witch.
And what month are you, Mr. Kona?
I am May.
Happy
nice.
birthday.
Oh, it's early, yeah. End of the month.
M for Matt. Oh, wow. Ooh. Iron Spider.
Nice. I felt like we got a little Iron Spider in with Tony Stark's upgrades in the kill mode in Endgame. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
speaking of, so we've gone through a lot of Avengers. Now, just so people understand, spoilers are coming.
Spoilers.
If you don't want to hear spoilers, stop listening now.
Either stop and go see the movie or fast forward a couple minutes.
Yeah, just mute it so we still get the views.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Lady Liberators. You saw that? Avengers number 83 is the Lady Liberators.
Oh, yeah.
All the female characters at once I thought was pretty awesome.
That was a good moment. That I was like, wow.
Oh, by that point, I think I was getting on my wife's nerves. Just Cap picks up the hammer, spoilers, and I was like, oh, they're paying off Avengers, Age of Ultron. And then like when they all come out of the portals and Cap's like Avengers, and I'm like, he's gonna say the thing. He's gonna say the thing, and my kid's like, what? What's he gonna say? Assemble.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there was some stirring moments. Oh yeah.
We got a lot of people. We even got Korg with Thor, God of Calories.
Yeah. The big Thorbowski.
Yeah.
But we didn't get the one thing we all wanted, the Louise recap, like an Ant-Man.
Yeah. We did not get a recap. That's right.
But we did get the moment we all wanted. Thor finally went for the head.
Finally, yes, he did finally go for the head.
A little late.
I think that was probably the biggest shock gasp. Not that moment where that happened, which was pretty jarring, but just when it said 5 years later, I think everyone was so surprised. Like, what?
I know. Yeah. I was impressed that they didn't like rewind everything. They kept the even when everyone came back, they kept the 5-year gap.
Yeah, which is okay, I've got twin sons, right? If one was dusted and one wasn't, hey, guess what? You're now 5 years older than your identical twin.
I thought you were going to say you. I thought you were going to say you and your kids, because I mean, Scott Lang came back. His daughter was 5 years older.
Yeah, you're so big.
That's funny with the twins. You know, haha, you're my little brother now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up, Dust Boy.
I really did love the Falcon saying "on your left." I thought that was just freaking awesome. That was totally awesome.
And I knew it was Captain Marvel coming back in. They're like, oh, what are they shooting up for this for the barest of seconds?
Yeah.
When I saw that light streaking down, I was like, Quasar?
Yeah, that would have been so awesome. All right, I'm gonna have to move for a second, guys. I've got to go get my charger, so I will walk and keep talking. So
yeah. So you saw it in kind of a closed group, right, Will? It was just work people?
It was several offices worth, so it was a full theater.
Okay. That's cool. Because it was fun seeing it in a packed theater and getting to hear everyone react. So I just wanted to see if you had that same experience.
I saw it Saturday at 5, and the theater was still pretty packed.
I had a buddy who has listened to this show before, and John Paul Rivera from the Series Finale podcast. He went to see it at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, and he said it was pretty packed in the theater.
Oh yeah, I figure
7 a.m. That's crazy that they would even be open. But, yeah.
Well, there's some areas. I don't know where, but there's some areas, like I think they said they were keeping their theaters open like 24 hours for like 2 or 3 days for the whole weekend, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I also didn't realize it because I thought that Massachusetts missed out on it. I don't think that I would have gone, but I thought only New York, Chicago, and LA had the 60-hour all MCU film fest thing, but they had it in Revere, and I mean, it would have been cool to pop in a little bit, maybe see a couple movies that I didn't see in the theaters, but I wouldn't have been able to do the whole thing. But oh well, missed out. But this was great. I almost missed the movie, so here's my little backstory. I bought tickets for 11:15 on Thursday night, and I worked a full day, and I knew that I needed to take a nap, and I never nap. So I'm not good at it, and I was planning on taking a nap for an hour. I went to bed at 8:45, and I woke up at 11:11. The movie's at 11:15, so I had to jump in my car, fly down there. I missed the previews, which whatever, it's fine as long as I got in there for the movie. I guess I missed the first few seconds. What I saw was Hawkeye with no family, but I filled in what happened. Yeah.
They were having a little picnic, and the daughter, he was showing the daughter archery, and then he turned around and they were all gone.
Yeah. So but then I was all jacked up and not even near close to tired during the movie. So the nap did me well. It inconvenienced me a little bit, but you know.
Oh well. These are Louise. And see, this is what happened, man. I was late. I find out man.
Get a little recap out of it.
At the end of my showing, the most of the theater applauded, and like when I go to the movies, I never get like the applauding or people like screaming yes or yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And they say there's no end credit scene, but at the end you can hear Iron Man forging his armor.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
At the very end. So I didn't stay till the end either.
I stayed till the end. My prediction was that there would be no scene, but I didn't go for audio, and I wasn't listening. I was just waiting to see if I was right. But,
Huh. It was quite a weekend. I mean, first Avengers Endgame and then Game of Thrones. Oh my God.
I agree. A lot of tense battles.
I'm sad to say I don't watch Game of Thrones, but like even like Thursday night there was the series finale of Gotham. So like a lot of stuff came down this weekend. Yeah. I was like, they're stupid. I'm like, why did you put that on Thursday night? Everyone's at Endgame.
Yeah, exactly. They're putting it on the DVR. They're not watching it live.
I wonder. I mean, I guess if you don't watch Game of Thrones, that seeing Endgame on Sunday night would have been a nice time to see it because a lot of people watch Game of Thrones. So,
they must have got a good crowd because I believe they said this weekend worldwide they've already cracked $1 billion.
Yeah, which is amazing. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I knew it was coming because I think what was it Wednesday? I think they were like, oh yeah, it's already made $100 million in China before it even opened here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. I can't. I've got a good imagination. I can't imagine $1 billion. Okay. 1,000 million.
That's what I'm saying. They paid like astronomical amounts for Star Wars and Marvel. They got their money's worth. They've already paid off. They said there.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep, absolutely. So 2 thumbs up for Endgame.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I gotta see it again. I kind of want to go see it again.
If I have time, I'd love to.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely getting the Blu-ray when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But 22 movies. DC can't even get like 2 movies going.
10 years, 22 movies. Yeah.
11 years.
11 years. Yeah. I mean,
2008.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. And I mean, we have some spirited discussions about this at the house, the boys and I, and we actually all agree that as great as Infinity War and Endgame were, in our opinion, still the best is Winter Soldier. It's the movie, in our opinions, to beat. It's the best Marvel movie.
It is a good movie. I don't know if I'd say it was the best, but it is a good movie. We did get a call after that with Cap in the elevator.
Oh yeah, the Hail Hydra.
That was awesome.
I know that was so funny. Hail Hydra, and you see the look on all those guys' faces. They're like, oh, "We got him."
Yeah, and then when he goes, "I got eyes on Loki," and
I guess he'll fight himself. Yeah,
I can go all day. I know.
Yeah.
That is America's ass.
Yeah. Yeah, Ant-Man has some pretty good lines in there. And then he and Rhodey, when they're talking time travel movies, just boom, 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 boom.
What, like Die Hard? No, that's not one.
Yeah. Wait, that's not one. Yeah.
How you doing, regular size man?
Yeah. So is there, if you had to go back to watch another Marvel Universe movie after seeing Endgame, is there one that you kind of want to go back and revisit because maybe they went through some of the scenes that made you want to go back?
There were so many on TV this weekend. If you flip through the dial, I saw parts of Iron Man 1, Iron Man 3, Avengers 1. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was on at a certain point. Thor 1. Oh, I must say they were very brave to go back to Thor 2, considering that's like the worst movie in the MCU.
I kind of like that one. I don't see what all the fuss is about.
I mean, the worst. They're all. It's a great universe. I'd say it's the worst of the. A good lot.
Well, see, I have a really unpopular opinion. Ragnarok just leaves me cold. I think the plot is awesome, but every time that there's because we're talking about a genocide, we're talking about some pretty deep things, and then boom, the jokes start flying. It's just, it undercuts in my opinion, everything they were trying to do with the plot, and it just doesn't work. I know a lot of people love the humor, and it's funny, but I just
need to get my unpopular opinion out of my mouth.
I got it.
Oh yeah, but so good. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you're listening to this, but go see the movie.
Yeah,
go see the movie. It's darned awesome.
And I did enjoy watching the Capes and Lunatics Facebook polls. Did you do the results of those on the Endgame wrap up yesterday? Your little tournament of MCU movies.
The winner, of course, was Infinity War.
Yeah, but that's only because it snapped away half of the other possibilities.
Oh snap!
Yeah. Oh snap!
Oh snap!
Yeah. But it came down to Infinity War and Iron Man 1.
Those
were the final
beginning and the end. We watched Iron Man 1 the other day, and it holds up really well.
I still love that movie. It's so good.
It is very good. And you got to call back to that, I'm Iron Man,
Yeah. Because at first I thought he was going to say I'm invincible. Then I was like, oh no, say that.
Iron Man. Yeah.
I just love the scene with the daughter. It's like when he figures out time travel, S word. She's like, S word. It's like, what?
Oh, that's mommy's word.
Yeah.
She owns that word. We can't say it.
I like the detail of Thanos with the scarecrow and the armor as a kind of a throwback to Infinity Gauntlet 6 right away. Yeah,
that was cool. That was really good. Yep.
We'll be getting some Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to another great cosmic story. Cosmos in Collision. We're at part 3 already.
Yeah, I know. It's flying by.
Quasar joke?
Quasar joke?
All right. So Quasar 21 from April 1991. And as the cover informs us, the enemy revealed.
Finally.
I know it's been hanging over our head since not like the first issue. All right, so
great title. I love this title.
Arms and the Man. Oh. Talk about calling your shot. Jeez.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Before we dive in, so it's by Mark Grunwald, writer, of course, Greg Capullo, penciler, Keith Williams, inker, Janice Chang, letterer, Renee Witterstatter, colorist, Len Kaminsky, managing editor, Howard Mackey, editor, Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief. Again, 3 editors. Mm-hmm. All right, so Arms in the Man. Again, another prologue. Because we see there is space past known space, so far beyond the stars that starlight is yet to reach it. It is a place where only certain abstract entities of the universe dare to go, a place where they can convene in utmost privacy. Approaching the Lord of the Outer Void is an ethereal young upstart, new to the ways of power beyond power. This is his first journey outside known space, but if there is any trepidation in his soul, he knows enough not to betray it. What transpires here occurs in the past, as time is reckoned from Earth. Sometime in the past.
Sometime, yeah.
And we see the featureless purple figure again. Oh, great oblivion, progenitor of death and master of all that isn't. I implore you to grant me an audience. And, of course, Oblivion says, speak. I am the new anomaly. I have slain the old and assumed its niche in the cosmological hierarchy. I don't know what your relationship was with my predecessor, but it is my fondest wish to forge a strong alliance between us for the mutual advancement of our respective principles. And Oblivion says, continue. This is my goal, to collapse the entire universe into a single anomalous point. Like a cosmos in collision?
I don't know, perhaps.
Thereby rendering all that is into your domain, the realm of trackless oblivion. He says, "You are nothing if not ambitious anomaly. Do you not realize that any such attempt to upset the cosmic balance will tilt the supreme powers of the universe against you?" He says, "Let me worry about them, most learned and powerful master. Do I have your blessing to undertake this task?" And he says, "Of course, Darth Vader." No. "Yes, what is it you need to proceed?" "Cosmic awareness, omniscience, the capacity to know the entire universe in all its depth and complexity." He says, "Seek Eon, one of the time beings. He is the least powerful of all the various entities who possess that attribute in its totality." Wow, the weakest. "You have the greatest chance of wresting its secret from one as feeble as him." Ooh, shot fired. And Anomaly says, "Thank you for your counsel, O great Oblivion. I shall keep you informed of my progress. I go." And he does. And we see our old buddy Death Urge from issue 2, episode 2.
He's back.
He's back, baby. From 59 episodes ago.
Yes. And he made a rather chilling prediction, if you'll remember from that episode.
Oh yeah, doesn't he? Is it this issue he calls that out?
Yeah, he does. No, that he calls it out next issue.
Oh yes.
Yeah, next issue.
But we see Death Urge say, "That figure, wasn't that?" In Oblivion, "Yes, Death Urge, it was. After all this time, I finally understand why you bade me to pose as his underling." Clue.
Giant clue.
You knew he would one day transcend his mortal shell and attain a station in which he might serve you, didn't you? Aspects of the future are best contemplated in the void.
It's a nice quote. I feel like I got that on a fortune cookie recently.
Something so big clue there. Something tells me it was a stern tale of some avenging. I don't know.
Perhaps involving some perhaps Eternals. I don't know.
Well, if you still don't get it, you'll get it by the end of this episode.
Exactly.
All right, but I guess present day, a cemetery in Queens on a dismal day in February. Because finally everyone knows that Quasar's dad is dead.
Yeah, finally. Yeah.
Gilbert Vaughn, "May your spirit be at peace." And we see Quasar thinking, "Yeah, right. I asked the minister to go easy on the empty platitudes. Dad would have wanted it that way, but still, how could I expect a man of God not to work his boss's name in every other sentence?" And is it Quasar says, "Let's go."
Yeah.
And his mom says, "How you holding up, son?" "Okay, I guess. I'm just filled with such anger, so much regret. Dad and I had a fight the last time I saw him, right before he died. Now I'll never be able to make it up to him." And she says, "Don't worry, son. I'm sure wherever he is now, he's forgiven you." "No, Mom, he's nowhere. When you die, the bundle of energy that was you dissipates, returns to the world. There's nothing left of you anymore. This life is all there is, and no one can prove to me otherwise. Dad believed that too. And now that he doesn't exist, there's no one to forgive me." And his mom says, "Then you have to forgive yourself, son. You know that's what he would have wanted." And Wendell says, "I'm not going to forgive myself. I want to feel bad. I deserve to feel bad, okay?"
Damn, moody teen Quasar is back.
Emo
but
Quasar.
this was kind of probably, I don't know, this seems like a pretty controversial page for the time, you know? He's pretty, God-fearing, not quite atheist, pretty straightforward about it, not a lot of ambiguity.
What if there is a God? What if he's like angering God?
I feel like
what if God was one of us?
I seem to remember. I'll have to look. I'll look at the books because I've been looking at the trade with Will too. But I think that they addressed this in the letters column. I think this got some heat for Quasar's point of view about the lack of man upstairs.
I think you're right. It's been a long time, but yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I'll investigate.
So then Wendell's mom is talking to Ken, who still has a black eye from last episode. Mrs. Vaughn, Ken Tanaka, don't worry about Wendell. He'll be okay. He's got a lot of friends. We'll see to it. She says, thank you, Ken. And then we see Makari in his pinstripe suit thinking, this is like weird. In the 2 millennia or so I've been around, this is the first human funeral I've ever attended. So bizarre how humans have to live every day of their lives knowing they're going to die. Glad I'm an eternal. I don't know if I could handle the constant morbidity.
Also, does your comic book look like Quasar's mom's hair turned into Silver Sable?
Yes.
For one panel. Okay.
Yeah.
Makari, wonder if it was a mistake to befriend mortals like I did. Friendship with them is so transient. But then we get a nice 3-panel spread here of Wendell doing a whole Superman 4, diving into the limousine. I can't take all these people anymore. I've got to get away, get some time to myself to think. They see him go on one side of the limo and come out the other side dressed in his Quasar costume,
which is slightly miscolored.
Yeah, which now that the costume's in the bands, why did he have to do? I mean, I know you're looking for a moment of privacy, but all you need is a split second of no one seeing you to switch.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to see him leave, so they didn't just, I don't know. Just a little cover.
And then we see he flies off. We see some guy with a mullet saying, hey, you see that? What was it? Lightning in winter? And Makari beats the buckwheat out of me. And then he's thinking, snap. Oh, wait, did he see Endgame too? He's like, oh, snap.
Yeah. But lightning in winter, I mean, lightning's not seasonal, right? I mean, there's thunder, snow, right?
I think.
He also looks like present-day Anthony Kiedis, the guy in the mustache from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know.
Give it away.
I don't know if you guys have if you've seen him lately.
Yeah. And then Makari's thinking, snap. I wondered if Quaz is trying to avoid me. He hasn't said doodly to me since he caught his sexist secretary snuggling up to me the other night.
And that's an editor's note for the last issue for all you people paying attention.
Doodly, is this Makari or Ned Flanders?
I don't know.
Dokily, I'll try to keep him in my pants next time.
Ned Flanders has been married 3 times. Simpsons facts. There you go.
Man of God. Keeps coming back to God. All right. So catch up with Quasar, thinking, life seems so empty, so purposeless. No. Dad's gone. I told Eon to kick off. I quit being protector of the universe. I feel disconnected from everyone and everything. My head feels like it's about to burst from holding back all the tears. I know. He must saw it game too.
Yeah. Or at least Infinity War.
Hey, so. I cried for Tony Stark.
Yeah. It was very sad.
Nothing seems the same anymore. It's as if a curtain's dropped and I can now see the world the way it really is. A cold, dark place. Inhospitable to thinking, feeling life forms. He did see Endgame. Why do human beings have to suffer so much? Why do we have to be so intelligent that naive superstitions can no longer give us comfort? Why do we have to feel things so strongly? What is the evolutionary advantage of emotions anyway? Dad would have been able to tell me. He always knew all the important answers as he comes streaking down the Four Freedoms Plaza. And if he didn't know, he'd at least be able to tell me all the leading theories and why no one's been able to prove which one has the most merit. Dad, I'd give anything to talk to you just one more time. Tell you how much you meant to me. And he just flies through the tarp covering the hole in the wall. How much I loved you. There's still there's workers fixing the office. Because he's thinking, the workmen I hired to repair the damage to my office. And he just says, leave. And they're like, huh? Who? Oh. And he's thinking, probably blowing my secret identity left and right, but I just don't give a rap. Here's where that presence character ripped through the bookshelf.
You mean, from last issue, who's now called Absence, by the way. I don't know if that ever stuck, but that's what he called him, right?
That's right. And beyond it, solid wall. The portal to Eon's pocket dimension is gone. And he's thinking he must have gotten the message that I no longer wanted anything to do with him after the way he deceived me by animating my dad's body for weeks to let me think he was still alive. No way to reach the billion-year-old mold bucket even if I wanted to. Good. Might need him. But anyway, the next day, everyone else is in the office trying to organize all the fouls, and Ken's like, huh? Kayla, Mr. Vaughn and Mike spent the night here, huh? You didn't have to come in today, boss. And he's like, yes, I did. Let's leave it at that. What work was lost in the wreckage? Just a little on the Del Mar account. The rest seems to be here. And Kayla's thinking, wonder if he's going to say anything about Mike and me. And Wendell just says, what's the fouling system, Kayla? The A foul start here. And this is the unsorted pal? Mm-hmm. And Quasar just comes out again. By the way, HD, she's like, yes. Since everyone else in this room knows, you might as well too. I'm Quasar. Here, put this on the C foul. It's getting good at that. And then we see Mike say, while we're all on the subject of secrets and all, I've got a confession to make that only one person in this room knows. My real name isn't Mike Kari. It's Makari. And I'm one of the Eternals, a little-known genetic offshoot of the human race. Not to worry, though. I assure you, my kind can still mate with your kind.
Oh, he always knows the right thing to say.
Yeah.
Kick a guy when he's down.
Kayla would be like, not now.
Yeah. I mean, he could also be saying that because I feel like this issue, HD is drawn more attractively than when we first met her, too. So, I don't know. He's got his options out there.
You know that's a wig now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was waiting for Kayla to say, yeah, he mates fast too. And we see like a tornado, and he says, oh, and one other thing, I have superhuman speed, as he sorts all the fouls. And Ken, woo, and a half. Anyone else have any secret identity they like to share? And HD, not me. I don't want to, she doesn't want to share. Then we see a phone ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla says, I'll get it. And then we hear outside, holy cannoli! And Makari streaks to the window. What's the buzz? What's going on out there? And he says, hey, a guy in costume outside the window. And Kayla's saying, excuse me, Mr. Vaughn, are we open for business? And Ken's hiding behind HD, not another supervillain. And HD says, yes, we're open, as Quasar changes into his costume with a vash. He says, step aside, Mike, I'll handle this. Okay.
That's how he washes his outfit when it's inside his wristbands. He washes it.
Nice.
And he flies out the window past the window washers or whatever, or the guys working on the window, and he says, you there, stop and explain yourself. And we see a guy in a costume with long hair. He says, that's not one of the Fantastic Four. And he blasts Quasar with a whoosh. And Quasar says, I already washed my costume. He says, whoa. And he's thinking, thermal blast, eh? Too bad I couldn't get through my personal force screen. Then he says, mister, you don't know how glad I am that you're looking for trouble. And he makes some quantum nunchucks and smacks him in the head. Says, because I'm the most troubled guy you're likely to meet. And he's still beating on him and says, I'm just aching to give you some with a hug. And then he tackles him like up into the air. And Ken, so that's what the boss looks like in action. Kayla, he sure looks like he's giving that man a beating. And Makari's thinking, my coworker sure taking this unexpected spectacle matter of factly. Weird. And then he runs out the window. Hey, Quasar, help! And he changed costume in the blink of an eye too, because he's falling. Yeah. He says, "Oh, Q man, I'm falling to certain splatterness. How about some assistance?" So Quasar makes a big mattress for him to hit. He says, Quasar, what's the story, Mac? What made you fall out the window? And he says, didn't fall, jumped. And Quasar, what for? He says, don't you think you were bashing that perpetrator around rather savagely, considering it wasn't doing anything except buzzing the building? And if I hadn't distracted you, you might have pulped the dude. And Quasar says, you're right. Makari says, let it out, my friend, but not like that. He says, I'm so Dad would be so ashamed of me. But meanwhile, later that day,
we never find out the name of this guy.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jobber. Where is it?
Next page.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Thermo's at the hospital in stable condition.
From the next line. Okay, gotcha.
He confessed that he was hoping to raid Fantastic Four headquarters through this breach in the building. Not that his statement to me would hold up in a court of law. And Wendell's saying, you guys did a terrific job straightening up without me, looks like. And Kayla, just before you left, we got a phone call from a Mr. Stromberg. Mr. Stromberg.
There we go.
Apparently, he's the super rich guy on Long Island who wants a state-of-the-art security system for his new estate. And Wendell's like, take his number. And I guess he calls him back. So we see him holding the phones and says, and Wendell, anyone up for dinner in a billionaire's mansion tonight? He invited me and my whole staff. And Mike McCarry, me too? And Kayla, are you sure you're up for this type of thing, Mr. Vaughn? He says, I'm up for anything that takes my mind off reality. And then so he picks the phone back up and says, yes, tell Mr. Stromberg there will be 5 of us. A car would be nice. And then see Ken saying, a brother of mine owns a tuxedo rental shop.
Who talks like that? No one would say a brother.
People whose brother. My nameless brother owns a tuxedo shop.
Yeah, you'd say my brother, at least. A brother of mine, a family member, one of my...
a sibling of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That evening...
He could be still concussed. I don't know.
Yeah. That evening, strap in, folks.
Here we go.
From here to issue 25, it's gonna get fast, people. Buckle up. All right, so they arrive at the mansion. Holy Croesus, look at this place. It's like a castle. I didn't even know there was any place in the United States that looked like this. And is this McCard? Put a lid on it, Kenyo. You don't want the driver to think we're hayseeds. Greetings and salutations. I am Leo, Mr. Stromberg's head manservant, and this is Phineas, my second in command. When servants have seconds in command, you know something fishy's going on. I trust the ride here was not too arduous. It was fine, plenty of room. Come, let us be out of the cold. And we see HD say, just go, aye! Madam, are you all right? I suddenly acquired a headache. Who talks like that? Kenson, HD? And the manservant, I'll fetch you an aspirin. And she's thinking, there's a psychic presence here that staggers my own abilities.
Clue.
Can this be the lair of the one? I've got to tell Quasar, this may be a trap. And I'm assuming this is Mike. Wow, what's the rent on a place like this? And the manservant, Mr. Stromberg owns, not rents, sir. And then we see HD, Mr. Vaughn, I need to speak with you. And he says, yes. She says, I think. And then she's thinking, I cannot speak all at once. I'm afraid to. And Wendell's like, HD. And then we see the manservant, your aspirin, madam? And step this way, please. Sirs and madams, Mr. Stromberg and his nieces, Mr. Stromberg, Mr. Vaughn, and associates. These nieces kind of look like they've just gone back from a long trip from Russia.
From a strange place.
Chernobyl, maybe? Pleased to meet you, Mr. Stromberg. These are my associates, Miss Valentine, Mr. Kari, Mr. Tanaka, and Miss Steckley. And he's thinking, that's Sparkle, as he's shaking hands with Mr. Stromberg. These lovely ladies are my nieces, Nina, Charlene, and Beatrice. Please be seated. And is that Ken? Yeah, I think it's Ken saying it's either Ken or Mike's thinking nieces. Ha! I'll bet. And Mr. Stromberg is saying, your firm is dedicated to security, Mr. Vaughn, an admirable, if somewhat elusive enterprise. In this age of uncertainty, how can anyone truly be secure? A rhetorical question you need not answer. We all have things we value, things we would safeguard so no one could take them from us. Material things to which we make emotional attachments. Ephemeral things like our very lives.
I think he just wants a safe, secure place. A safe, secure place for an uncle to hang out with his nieces.
I know. I know. You got to hand it to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
That joke will make sense in a few minutes, people. He goes on. In a way, your firm provides a spiritual service to its clients, Mr. Vaughn. And we see HD still unable to sound the alarm, thinking, it's him, the one! The threat to the universe, Eon appointed Quasar to combat. But Quasar doesn't know it, and I'm still somehow paralyzed with the fear of speaking. Yeah, people don't like public speaking.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
So Wendell's saying, so if you don't mind my asking, sir, how did you come by your great wealth? And he says, genetics, Mr. Vaughn. Excuse me, sir, but dinner's ready when you are. And Stromberg stands up and says, let's retire to the dining room, shall we? I'll tell you more about me there. And Quasar's thinking, whoa. And I think it's Mike's thinking, hadn't realized when he was sitting down, but this dude's almost 7 feet tall. Clue. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the threat to the universe.
That's right.
I think he's taller than 7, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So in the dining room, some wine, sir. Lay it on me, garçon. That has to be Mike.
That has to be.
You mentioned genetics, Mr. Stromberg. By that, did you mean you inherited your wealth, or do you mean the science of genetics? Ha ha. And then we see HD again. Yeah, some outside party is doing this to me. I have to resist. I have to master my fear. I have to fight whoever's inside my head. Quasar, Eon, the universe may depend on me. And Stromberg continues, a little of both, my friend. I'd be glad to tell you my whole life story, but it would be egregious manners for a host to bore his guests to death. Beats the alternative. I'm sure it wouldn't bore any of us, sir. Please. He says, very well then. I'm something of an anomaly. Always have been. You see, my parents were members of 2 distinct offshoots of humanity, the Inhumans and the Deviants. And Quasar's like, huh? And we see Mike spitting out his wine. You've heard of them. Good. My father was an Inhuman, a member of the genetically advanced subspecies who until mid-century lived on a small island in the Atlantic. My mother was a Deviant, a member of the genetically variable subspecies who lived in one of the airfilled undersea cities of the Pacific Ocean's Lemurian Empire. And HD is thinking, is it Stromberg himself? Is he stimulating the fear center in my brain while casually speaking of his outrageous ancestry? And she's thinking, no, it does not seem to be emanating from him. And Stromberg continues, my parents met a little more than a century ago when my father had a falling out with the ruling council of Adelan and went into self-exile. My father, a master geneticist, fled to the Pacific and established a stronghold there in an abandoned deviant outpost, supposedly abandoned at any rate. When the deviants found him there and saw the work he was doing, he was taken to the capital of the empire. There he was put to work trying to solve the genetic puzzle that has plagued the deviant race since its inception. And HD is still thinking perhaps one of his so-called nieces. Is one of them a projecting telepath? There's something not right about them. Yeah. And Stromberg again. Why genetic material mutates so drastically from one generation to the next? It was there he met my mother. By deviant standards, she was hideous. By my father's inhuman standards, she was a creature of exquisite beauty. I had to behold her. HD's thinking, Quasar and the others seem so dumbstruck by this megalomaniac's preposterous tale, they sit and do nothing. By the dark dragon...
Clue!
I must do something. I sense great tragedy will transpire any moment if I do... What tragedy could happen? Who's doing this to me? Who? All right. Ooh, look. 2 Silver Surfer ads.
There's one for the video game and one for the jet ski. I have the trade, so I don't see them.
Yeah, the first one's for the game, and then the second one's for the jet ski.
See.
Excellent, Mr. Conan.
Thank you.
And Wendell interrupts, "Excuse me, sir, but are you serious about all this?" And he says, "Dead serious, my friend." And we think, him? Shall I continue? I haven't gotten to the good part. And HD, yes, him, Phineas, one of Stromberg's servants, says the servant's like, "Ma'am." And Stromberg again, "How I was born, how I was exposed to the mutagenic Terrigen mist to give me incredible powers." And she's thinking, Phineas is the one inside my mind with a stranglehold on my fear center. It is him I must fight. Wendell, you have superhuman power, Mr. Stromberg. What is it? He says, "Believe me, it is better that you do not find out. Quasar." Oh, snap. And HD, this trade is all coming to a head. I must act right now. Do something, anything to disrupt Phineas's hold. And Wendell says, "What? You?" Thinking, he knows. Then is... And Stromberg, "Excellent steak? No." And HD manages to stand up and throw a steak knife. And looks like it's pointing at the manservant. He says, "Such manners. You see the power I have holds your life and that of all your friends in the balance, even as it holds that knife motionless in the air. You would not care for a further demonstration, I assure you." And Wendell's thinking, this is all some sort of trap. And like a jerk, I waltzed into it with a bunch of hostages. And is that Kayla thinking, what's going on? Why did HD throw that knife? How's it hanging there like that? Oh my God. And this is Ken. Weird junk going down. This Stromberg, another one of Vaughn's super foes or what? And of course, Mike, conniving half-breed Dave. And HD, what are you waiting for, Quasar? And Wendell stands up. I don't take kindly to threats, Stromberg. He says, threats? Have I made any threats? And one of the nieces, quote unquote, no, Uncle Malcolm. Wendell, what is it you want, Stromberg? And he says, can't you guess? Your quantum bands, dear boy. What else? Surrender to them and your friends leave this table alive. And I'm assuming that this is still Wendell, right? But they colored his hair to look like Mike's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happened a couple times.
Because whoever this is says, do I attack this guy? Throw a bubble around him? Because I don't think Mike's in the bubble business.
No.
Yeah.
How much power does he really have? I can't detect any at all with my bands. Yeah. Can he be the cosmic assassin? Duh.
Yep.
And then we see Mike. Now it's Mike because we see, I've heard enough of this credit. The Q-Man isn't going to attack this stinking Devo. I will. As he gets up with a whoosh. Then it gets held in place. That's far enough, Mr. Carey, or should I say Macari? Because when that tail we were talking about wasn't Macari there? Yeah.
Yeah, all the Eternals were. They formed the Unimind.
Your friend here is very fast, Quasar. Do you know that? Quite unusual, even for an Eternal. I wonder, though, how fast is he at dying? As Mike grabs his chest. And we see Quasar suit up and try to shoot Stromberg. Let him go. And Stromberg's power bends the quantum energy away. No, I don't think so. Wendell thinking, my quantum beams just bent around him. And we see Macari go, yeah, and hit the floor with a whomp. That was your one free strike at me, Quasar. He says, do it again, and I will be forced to stop the heart of another of your friends. And Quasar's floating there, can't move. He's holding me motionless like that knife. He says, Mac. And Stromberg, abandon all hope of combat or escape or anything other than what I command. And if you haven't guessed yet, I control all kinetic energy. And Quasar, let go of Macari this instant, Stromberg, or so help me. He says, believe me, you're in no position to make threats, my boy. Now, if you act reasonably, you will be able to leave here with 3 of your friends still alive. And HD's thinking, my psychic powers neutralized. Any physical act would only be thwarted and my heart would be stopped. Quasar, My love, I'm afraid it's all up to you. Eon, I'm sorry I failed you. All right, everyone, strap in. We're just getting started. Stromberg, surrender your quantum bands. Quasar, I can't. They won't come off my wrists, not until I'm dead. Killing is such a waste. You're sure that's what I have to do to get them? And Wendell's thinking, what can I do? Blast it. Think. I can't let him hurt any of the others, but I can't just tell him to go ahead and try to kill me. And Stromberg, you have to the count of 3 to give up your quantum bands or the matter's out of my hands. That is to say, out of your hands. 1. And Wendell, promise you'll let go of my friends. Eventually. 2. I swear to you, if 3, time's up, say goodbye to your hands. As the last page, we see it says 5 grisly moments later. We see Quasar laying on the table in a pool of blood and Stromberg holding his hands with the quantum band still attached. Pathetic simpleton. Thought you had dealt with the cosmic assassin when you dispatched my little pawn, the presence, didn't you? How easily duped you are. And now your quantum bands are mine. And with them, I, Malcolm Stromberg, alias the Anomaly, alias Maelstrom, shall kill Eon and become the deadliest being in the universe. You know what that deserves.
Yeah.
Next, a long day's journey into death. Because we get a letter page with a next issue box. Next issue, you think you've seen everything in a cosmic tale? You think Quasar's been brought as low as a hero can get? Ha! We're just getting warmed up. Be here for the most agonizing Quasar tale of all, featuring a startling guest star or 2 and the premiere of the strangest death figure of all. Voiced by Matt Kona. Kid Reaper!
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I think, yes, next issue, next episode, I think Matt Kona should voice Kid Reaper, and I think Mr. Will Allred should do the ghost of you-know-who.
Okay. I'll do that.
And I'll just be Quasar. My hands!
My hands. So, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Let's see. No.
19, 20, 21.
19, 20, and 21. So, first 3 issues. Now, it steps on the gas and it just keeps shifting into higher and higher gears.
That's what I said. It does not slow down.
It just accelerates. Kind of like what he's trying to do.
All the cosmic stuff, all the stuff happening at the mansion.
We finally learn about HD.
Oh, yes. We were learning her true identity. And we're only 2 issues away from the Ghost Rider appearance.
That's right. Not gratuitous at all.
And like I said, we get the ghost of a Marvel legend next issue.
Prologue has the Watchers in it. The Oblivion Plague. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, yeah,
it's all full speed ahead until our double-sized issue 25. But
which is awesome.
The darkest Quasar tale yet.
Oh, yes.
That we've covered, yes.
He has to go even lower before he can rise up and triumph. It's the best cosmic tale, bar none.
Can't even pull a Tony Stark. He can't even snap.
I know.
So, Mr. Kona, any thoughts?
No, it's great. See all the action. It's got drama. It's a little soap opera-y. It has angsty teenage feelings. so controversy. Controversy. It's tying up some ends on the Quasar domestic, the job front,
philosophy.
His personal life, his friend, and his lady that he just opened up to and bared his soul to the couple issues before, and then he sees them together, and then you have this this a literal collision of cosmic characters and people we haven't seen in a while, Death Urge, and just in there for a little bit, and then what? It's crazy dinner party like the movie Clue, and then it's just injected with adrenaline at the end, and you're like, where do we go from there? I mean, I couldn't. If I was reading this as it came out on the newsstands, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you would go. This is certainly an unexpected feature to have the hero from an issue become disfigured, and yikes. Yeah. So, and it's only halfway through, pretty much, right? This is, well, we got 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. So, but and one of them is oversized. So we're like in the thick of it now. So this is good. This is a great place to be. I could see why Will was hyping this up. Cosme and Collision. This is even it's lived up. It's lived up to it, and I hope everyone is enjoying it too.
So big it'll spill in the June.
Yeah,
true.
Stromberg in the dining room with a steak knife.
Nice.
The stakes are high and excellent.
Oh, nice.
There's the Punisher.
There you go. That was an A1 steak joke.
So, anything else?
I'm honestly kind of glad that we weren't doing 25 today, because I don't know that I could have stood it with Endgame and Game of Thrones and this. I just don't think I couldn't have handled it. Emotionally, I would have been a wreck.
Oh, come on. Get us some views. And Grown Man cries over comic book. Come on. Our YouTube numbers will be through the roof.
Well, the problem with that, though, is you said grown man. So I don't know. That doesn't apply to me, I don't think.
I meant physical age-wise.
Oh, okay.
Still growing.
Still growing, yeah.
See that Thanos died plan.
But I love this issue 3000 though.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat me to it. But you guys are a bad influence.
Yeah.
The other night, me and my wife were sitting there. I was looking on Facebook, and there was like some video that showed you how to make like your own Infinity Gauntlet cake.
Mm-hmm.
For the glove, and it showed you how to put the gems on it and stuff. I said, because she bakes a lot, I said, "Oh, you could do that." She's like, "I don't know." I said, "Oh, come on, it'll be a snap."
Nice.
She's like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Oh, come on, the guys would love that."
Yeah, that's totally awesome, man.
Now, before we wrap up the Endgame talk, have you guys done the thing where if you Google Thanos and then click on the gauntlet?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a fun little thing.
I saw the link, but I didn't do it. No.
Do it now. Let's get a reaction from you.
It's really cool.
It's just a short little thing. Just type in Thanos into
Thanos,
on your phone or a search bar. I didn't try it on a desktop, but I assume it'll be the same.
And then over on the right hand side is the gauntlet. Click on the gauntlet.
See? Do you hear it? Oh, nice.
I believe half of your searches are disappearing. Your search results.
Yeah, but
whoever came up with that at Google.
Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Nice.
I salute you.
Everyone loves the MCU.
Yep.
Like love, not like three, like not the way you love it, like a 3-legged puppy like the DCU.
That has the mange. Sorry.
But we lost some here. Yeah, we lost some heroes. We lost Iron Man. We lost Black Widow. Cap's an old man. Give us Quasar.
Yes. And Captain Marvel, I was impressed. She went toe to toe with Thanos with the gauntlet. When he was still adjusting. That was impressive.
But I made the comment on our review first. Thor did it in Ragnarok, and now Captain Marvel. Why is it anytime people go to space they get a haircut?
Rocket had to comment on it, didn't he? In there.
Oh, I just love that when Thor's freaking out and after they make the time trip. Come here.
Yeah.
I saw it coming, but it was still good.
Come here. Yes, it's you're right. Yeah, come here. Whack.
Oh, I don't want to go too long, but you know what we haven't mentioned. What were your thoughts on Professor Hulk?
That was great.
Taking selfies and
that was one of the funniest Ant-Man parts too. You know, oh, he wants to take a picture with you. No, I don't want to.
No.
Just
just take
Hulk fans aren't Hulk fans aren't Ant-Man fans. Okay.
Yeah, the Hulk was really interesting, especially the part where they're back at the battle, and he goes, "Yeah, smash a few things too." He goes, "I don't know, it feels a little gratuitous." He just kind of half-heartedly
knocks a bike over.
Oh
my Lord. Yeah, that's what me and Will were talking about before he caught on Matt. Is like they've kind of brought back all the dead characters because a past Gamora came back, Loki in that timeline got away with the Space Stone, so we're gonna get an alternate timeline Loki now.
Yeah, but didn't they clear that up by going back earlier and getting it from him?
If they did it, then
remember,
trying to figure that out.
Loki ran off with the space. Well, but then Cap goes back and puts everything back. So,
but he put it back in the present, in the far past. So Loki still would have got away. But I
so if Loki gets away with the Space Stone instead of going to Asgard, doesn't that create an alternate timeline? So yeah,
maybe that's what Loki's new Marvel or Marvel Plus or Disney Plus series will be about.
I thought I saw read somewhere. I thought they were talking about it's going to be like. I think it's going to be flashbacks mostly. It's like maybe like Loki's like influence on like different points in history and stuff.
Maybe they want to just keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
They didn't want to say it'll have to do with Endgame.
Maybe it'll be something different every week, and
And I'm pretty sure the name of the new series that was going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be Captain America and Winter Soldier.
I was going to say it's going to be like Captain America and Bucky.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, isn't that who's Captain America now? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just as good as the original Cap. He just does everything a little slower.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, will his wings be Falcon's wings and just come out of his head and he can fly around?
Good question. I don't know.
We got a lot of things to work out. I think they could make a movie about Cap just going back and returning the Infinity Stones to the moment before they took them.
Yeah.
That would be cool, especially see the awkward interaction with the red-faced floaty guy.
Yeah, exactly. You're telling me that's not a story that needs told?
Yeah.
Come on.
Must have been hard, man, because like after he put everything back, he's like, I need to settle down and give me a lifetime booty call.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Does that mean he was always around? Did he?
That's what I'm saying, because everyone's like, "Oh, was it an alternate timeline?" I said, not necessarily. If he kept his head down and didn't like upset the apple cart and everything, it could have been, could have always been that way. Which I think that's where they were playing it. But then, that's like last night. Charlie was like, "So he let Hydra, take over Shield and do all that." I'm like, you don't want to upset history, and he knows he was there eventually to eventually stop it.
But yeah, a lot of people still died, so I like the ending, but Cap doesn't give up. He keeps fighting. We saw that on the battlefield, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt like giving up, but they needed to write him out. I understand. I mean, it had to happen. So
they give him this happy ending.
Yeah.
He missed out on 40 years of his life or longer than that.
Well, he was living while he was also frozen, and yeah.
Come on. Let the guy live. Yeah.
He was frozen at that point, and Matt Kona let it go.
He was alive, yes, but man, there's great memories of being fed nutrients and
Yeah,
that's now.
Yeah.
All right, are we done?
Yeah.
I think so.
I was gonna say if you have seen the movie and you wanted more Avengers Endgame review, go check out Capes and Lunatics episode 102 and our hour and 45-minute review. Well, we had a little round table going, so. All right. So anyway, if send us your thoughts on Endgame, on Cosmos and Collision, anything, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod, @QuantumZonePod, and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter, CL Sidekicks on Instagram. The voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And make sure to go visit capesandlunatics.org. All right. Will, master of the Quantum Zone, where can people find you and your printed works?
You can find me at WALLRED on Twitter and Facebook and Gmail and all those places. You can also find my printed work, Diary of Night, at diaryofnight.com. And you can always find me at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org, where we have all kinds of cool Quasar-y stuff.
Matt Kona, our mighty Thor. Where can people hear you yelling at kids on Fortnite?
That was good. I'll be threatening people over headsets and drinking a monthly beer supply. And I'm where I normally am. I'm online at Matt Kona, MATTKONA, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Feel free to send me a message, send me a chat if you want to talk about Quasar, the Avengers movie, Game of Thrones, anything. I'm interested. I'm watching it all. I'm invested. So that's where I'm at.
That was so funny. Tyler on our episode said, he goes, I love the thing of Thor. He goes, now I can actually cosplay as Thor and look realistic. But anyway, everyone, join us next time. Maybe we'll have this Avengers Endgame thing out of our system, but we'll definitely do Cosmos and Collision Part 4.
We don't have it out of our system because it's off.
That's right. I don't know. Did we announce it after Cosmos and Collision? I think, are we still going to do Captain America, the Superior Stratagem?
Yeah, I think that's, then we decided, yeah, I think that's what, yeah.
We'll do what? It's like 6 issues. We'll do that all in one episode.
Yeah.
I gotta hunt those down. I forget if I wrote those down.
Even if you don't, we'll work it out. We can read it to you. Like I said,
it's 387 to 392.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not. Like I said, we'll just do an overview. We're not going to go page by page.
Okay.
But anyway, we are going to do that with Cosmos and Collision next time, everyone. So remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum. The end game is here.